all the way down to my toesies. It goes from like just below my knee all the way down to my toes.
So your toes get a little breather there.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything they want to say? Any special things on your mind or requests?
I think so.
You guys are quiet. What's going on? Did you guys have your breakfast? You're waiting?
Oh, that's what we forgot to do.
We all wanted to sleep in.
How about exercises to control slouching?
Slouching. Okay. You guys saw this thing I showed, right? This
Oh,
called Embrace. Well, it's by Embrace, but it's to help with your shoulders. Maybe you could see this. Can you see that?
Oh,
The picture of it? Oops. So
Right there.
it crosses behind your back. And then it goes to the front. But I can
Your
show it. I can show it later. We'll do it later. But it looks like this with the yoga strap. I'm not saying this is the answer, but it's a nice way to remind ourselves about slouching during the day. Or you can do it with a yoga practice. So it looks like this. The strap goes behind and it crosses. Can you see me? And then it pulls and comes around the front. So you can do that with a yoga strap, or you can buy one of these things on Amazon or some other company that has them. It's not that you want to wear it all the time, because you do want to learn to hold those muscles.
What's it called?
Well, this one is called Your Posture Solution by Back Embrace. Back Embrace is the name of it.
Thank you.
And I did buy it on Amazon.
No.
So we'll talk about slouching a bit. There were three, when I looked at some of the studies about forward head and text head, there were three postures that came up that were the ones that, like, if you had to pick three postures to help. So I'm going to show them. I'll do one of them on, we'll do mountain pose together. And then the other ones we're going to have to do on Friday because they're lying down. But we can do things that kind of mimic it.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone. If they have something to say, they can unmute.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Go yoga.
Go yoga. So the first thing is mountain pose, because it's a basic pose. And a nice thing to do, as long as you feel comfortable, is to stand against the wall. A wall gives you feedback, just like that strap I was showing you. The wall gives you feedback. Another place you can stand, which a lot of people feel is better, would be in a corner like this. We put you in the corner. And this gives you an idea of the shoulders going back. So I can't teach it this way because not everybody has the wall near them or corner near them, but I wanted you to see that because we can stand in mountain pose here, draw our shoulders up and back and get feedback from the walls. Or we can use the wall here like this. If your shoulders are really rounding, it might put your spine might push back into the wall, which is why the corner can be really nice. And I like to put a block behind me, behind the shoulder blades, like that. Stand against the wall and put that block there. And now I really feel where my shoulder blades should be on the back. Notice how my palms are forward in mountain pose. So standing in mountain pose. So I highly recommend a wall, and you can set yourself up next to a wall when we're doing these classes if you have the space. I keep saying I need to teach just a wall class. And I really do need to get that on the docket because I think the wall is so helpful. And so we'd have to set the class up that way. But let's start by, whenever we're looking at slouching, we're definitely looking at our shoulders. So let's round the shoulders around and about, lifting, circling back and around. That should feel good like a massage. What a nice way to start Wellness Wednesday, circling the shoulders. As you breathe in and out through the nose. And you can think of it as the shoulders move up and inhale, and as the shoulders move down and exhale. I've got my palms on my lap, so they're moving as the shoulders circle around. And then you can reverse it, which feels a little bit different. I don't like it quite as much because it's encouraging the fascia to go forward as the shoulders move forward instead of back. So let's move that back again, but just so you can feel the difference. So as the shoulders move back, that's where we're going to want them. That's how we bring the shoulders on the back. Now, there's all kinds of things that have to do with the slouching, right? We've got this heavy head. And for each inch that you take your head forward, you're adding 10 pounds onto the head. So we want to bring the head back. So let's kind of act like a duck here for a moment. Bring your head forward, your chin forward, and then gently pull it back. Now, we don't want to be so severe that you feel like you're flattening the back of the neck. It should still feel like there's a curve. So maybe you take a finger to your chin and push your chin into the finger, and then pull the chin back and feel the curve in your neck. And take it forward and then pull it back. That's just to get an idea. Now, release your hands and drop your head towards your chest. And you might feel a stretch in the back of your neck. But then go ahead and round your shoulders a little bit forward like that, and notice how you may not feel the stretch as much, or you feel weightier, heavier. Now let's draw the shoulders up and back and then take the head with us. So we want the head to move with the spine. Do a few circles on the hips just to warm up the spine. So when we're thinking about slouching, we're thinking about the head, the eyes, our vision, our neck, of course, the shoulders, and the rib cage. I mean, we could go through the whole body. The whole body impacts whether we're going to slouch or not in our movement patterns. Let's circle the other way. So circling the other way. We want to work the muscles that help bring our shoulder blades together. So let's come back to neutral in our mountain pose, shoulders up and back. Take your arms down by your side with your palms forward. Now, as the palms are forward, notice how you're opening up across your chest. Go ahead now and take your palms back. You're going to circle the whole arm back and notice how your shoulders round forward. Not so comfortable. Now, circle the arm outward so it's external rotation, thumbs outward. Shoulder blades feel on the back. Inhale the arms up. Let's bring the palms towards each other. Beautiful. Inhale, open it up. Take your arms back, not fully, but you're like making a V with your arms. So I'm doing this because you can't see that in the chair. So taking your arms back and then inhale, move them forward. Notice as the arms go forward, you feel your shoulder blades, they're separating a little bit. They're not necessarily on the back. Then take your arms out to the side, maybe slightly lowered, angling down. Feel your shoulder blades on the back. Bring it forward and pull it back. Now, you don't want to squeeze so much back that you feel tension up here. Don't do that. So if it feels like you're transferring tension into this area, make the movement a little bit less. So you're not squeezing. One more forward, then pull back, and let's do a little bit of pulsation. So little pulsations of the arms moving back, and notice what you feel with your shoulder blades. They're moving towards each other. Notice the muscles that are working here. Breathing in and out, of course. And let's go into cactus. Tilt the fingertips down and the elbows up. And then lift the palms, tilt the fingertips back, lift the heart. Exhale, tilt down, head may even go down here. And then inhale, lift the heart, fingertips up, and elbows are moving slightly forward. Slightly forward. That's helping to open up and bring the shoulder blades back. Let's do it with our fingertips perhaps behind our head. So round, elbows towards each other. This is really cat pose. And then inhale, open up, heart rising, elbows are out towards the side. Now the shoulder blades feel like they're on the back. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we curl. Inhale, we rise. So when our shoulder blades are on our back, then we feel more open in the front of the body. Open up your palms. Beautiful. Let's find a twist. It's very helpful in the twist to feel the breadth, the width across our collarbone. So let's twist now towards the right, left hand outside the thigh, and you can have your right arm move back in a diag or find your hand behind the chair. Just clasp it with your hand. Now, gently lift the back shoulder up and then circle it back. Notice how now you feel your shoulder blade on your back. Really feel that shoulder blade on the back. Notice if the left side is dipping down, and try to find length through the side of the body. So lift up as you twist. Inhale, come to center. And find the other side. So now, right hand outside thigh, left arm at a diag, or hold on to the back of the chair. Let's lift up tall through the spine. So press your tailbone down and lift up. So both the right and the left sides of your body are long. Then find your twist. Circle the back shoulder, your left shoulder up and back. And then breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And inhale back to center. Good. So now let's take our palms forward, open up our hands, our fingers. So even the hands, this area, I've heard it referred to as the eye of the tiger, and I just love that. So these are the eyes of the tiger. Open it up, and we really want to get this to open. Like a lot of times it's tight. So as you press your pointer finger knuckle, your index finger knuckle away from you as you spread. And then maybe take your hand and stretch the thumb. So hug it with your hand and then pull it back a little bit. Like so. And you can do that with all your fingers, or use your hand in front and just press it back. And you might feel that all along there. But this line of energy or the opening in these fingers is very much correlated with the shoulder. Do the other side. Pull the left thumb back. And notice you might feel like one side is tighter than the other in your hands. And that would make sense. So pulling the fingers back. And then let's curl the fingers downward. And then open them up and circle the wrists. Circle the wrists around. and about. Now, sit towards the edge of the chair. Don't fall off, right? So we sit tall, shoulders up and back. We're gonna kind of mimic what is considered, this is Sphinx pose, right? It's if we were on our belly, our forearms would be down and our belly would be down. So here we are in Sphinx pose, and lift your heart, and you're going to feel your collarbone broaden and the top of the head goes slightly back. And then tilt the hands down and lift them up. I'm going to show you at the wall afterwards, this Sphinx. Now let's turn it into Cobra. So bend your elbows by your side. We often do this on our belly on Fridays. So right now we're doing it seated, and it is very different. Pretend you're pushing your palms into a wall in front of you or the floor down there. And so draw your shoulders up and back, push your palms away, elbows by your side. Lift your heart. And then tone your pelvic floor, pull your belly in and up. You're going to have a little mini back bend here. Now, if your head or your neck is tense, then take your fingertips, one hand or both hands behind your head. So these are all little back bends. And then rise back up. Take your hands to the back of the chair. I'm going to turn the chair so you can see what if we do this too tight, you're going to feel tension in your neck. So you got to find it just right. We're sitting forward in the chair. Take your hands to the back of the chair. You can clasp down here. That might feel better than up here. So start perhaps down there. Shoulders up and back. Lift the heart. Notice how the rib cage is going forward and the sit bones are moving back. This is a back bend. Now, if this is hard on your neck, you could take one head behind you to support your head. The head is not cranking back like that. I repeat, the head is not cranking back like that. None of that business. Shoulders up and back. The neck is long. The neck is long. You want to feel like you're giving traction to your neck spine. And then release, come upright. Now, let's lengthen the back of our legs. So heels forward, pull the toes towards you, push the big toe mound away. And then point and flex and point and flex and circle the ankles and the feet. Wake them up. Wake them up. Our bare feet, wake them up. And then we're going to find a little back bend here. So shoulders up and back, maybe hands towards the back of the chair again. Lift the heart. So now our legs are long when we're doing this. Notice how you feel your shoulder blades come on your back. It should feel really good. You can always take a hand behind your head. Heart lifting, heart lifting, heart lifting. And come back upright. Let's do a few sun salutes and we'll add in that little cobra action. So inhale, arms rise. Exhale, arms out to the side. Lower them down towards the earth, and you might put your hands on a block or two. Release the head and the jaw. Then inhale, look halfway up. Take your hands to your thighs. Shoulders up and back. This is like the cobra. You can take your palms up like this. This is like the cobra. And then exhale, release the head. Inhale, take your arms out to the side as you push your feet down into the earth. Arms rise to your range of motion. Exhale, hands at the heart. Let's do that again. Arms down, palms forward, thumbs outward. Inhale, arms rise. You might gaze at your fingertips. Notice how when you gaze at your fingertips, your nose points slightly up. Exhale, arms out to the side and downward. Release the head. Inhale, take your hands to your thighs. Draw your shoulders up and back. Take your palms out like you're in this cobra. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Lower your head down. Inhale, arms out to the side, rise up. Exhaling, hands at the heart. You've got it. You've got it. Let's add in a side bend. Exhale, lower the arms. Maybe take hold of the chair with your left hand, inhaling the right arm up. Side bend now towards your left. So really tack that left hip down so you don't fall off the chair. You're going to hold on. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, release the hand. Clasp the other side of the chair. Inhaling, left arm rises. Lift tall. Lift really tall. So you're getting long through both sides of your body. Side bending now towards your right. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, open it up, lower, down. Good. Inhale, arms rise up. Gaze at your fingertips. Exhale, you're going to lift your right knee. Maybe take hold of it. You might have to adjust yourself in the chair. We're lifting tall. Circle the knee around and about. You might just use one hand. Circle it around and about. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. Let's take the leg out to the side and adjust our hip. So the left hip is still on the chair, and you can make adjustments so that you don't feel like the chair is cutting into your inner thigh. Again, we lift tall. We're squaring our shoulders over our hips. And then inhale, arms out into a T. Now I've got this block here, which I might use. It's not a necessity. You can always touch your leg, but some people like it. You can also put it behind you, and I'm going to show you why. So here's it in front. Inhale, arms in T. We're going to dip down now towards the front. Now, if you don't have a block, you can have your hand on the leg. But there's a tendency to do this. I hope you can see that. I'm leaning forward. We don't want to do that in triangle. We want to lean back to help our, quote, slouching. And you might have your hand at your hip. Draw the shoulder up and back. If I lean forward into this block, then my posture is going forward. Now, if I keep it closer to the leg, which is fine, then I'm not going to lean so far forward. You might have the upper arm in a cactus and lean slightly back, or you might lift the arm and gaze upwards. We're going to push down through the right heel, the left foot, rise up. Release the hand. Now, sometimes it's helpful to have this block behind your leg because it's giving you something to hold on to that's a little bit further back. Now let's try this. We're going to take our arms into T, dip the right hand down towards the block, which is a little bit behind the leg. You can have your left hand at your hip or in the cactus or lengthening skyward. Bring the palm a little bit forward if your arm is lengthening, and then pull the arm bone back. So reach it forward and then keep the arm long, but pull the shoulder back, the arm stays straight. Making little adjustments as we lean back. Notice how I can't lean forward when the block is behind the leg. So it's helpful. Now we don't want to dump into that block, right? We still got to use our belly, our strength to keep the lift. Because this would be slouching to the side like that. We want to keep the lift. Lengthen and open. Let's push down, rise up. Beautiful. And bring the foot back in. Face it forward. Other side. So you're going to make your adjustments on the chair. Now the right hip is on the chair and the left is off. lengthening the leg out to the side. I'm going to place the block behind, so because you got that idea now. We lengthen both sides of the body. That's going to help the slouching too, because if we're lifting up long, the movement is upward. Then notice if the ribs jut forward. Spine doesn't really like that very much. The core doesn't like that very much. Breathing is really tough. Take your ribs forward and try to breathe. You can do it, but it all goes into your chest area. So pull the ribs back. Inhale, float your arms into T. Lengthen wide from fingertip to fingertip. Then maybe the right hand goes to your hip and the left hand goes to the block or your leg. Now, if your hand goes to the leg, just like when we were doing mountain pose and our palm was facing open, let your palm face open here. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. Maybe the arm lifts. Maybe it goes a little higher. Feel your right foot push into the mat and your left heel, and pull them isometrically towards each other as you press down, rise up. I know that's a lot of action. We're pushing down through the sole of the right foot, the heel of the left foot. We're pushing them down and pulling them towards each other. That's when we're coming up. You actually could do it when you're seated up too. So here we are. We're tall, arms are wide, palms are forward. We're going to tilt down, either touch your leg and open the palm or touch the block. So it gives you a little bit backward motion here. Inhaling, right arm lifts. You may press your palm into an imaginary wall and the arm is long. Pull the shoulder back, maybe gaze up. If the neck is sore, gaze forward or down. But notice how we're leaning back. So pull back a little bit, draw your ribs back, then lengthen once more. Take up more space because you can. Now push down through your foot and your heel. Rise up and pull your leg in. I'm building a little bit of heat. I don't know if you are, but I certainly am. So I'm going to take this off. And so when we're slouching, there's several things going on here. Let's look at the rib cage as we go into cat-cow. So you can take your hands to the bottom of your ribs and then touch your pelvic area. Let's do cat pose. So exhale, chin to chest, and you're going to feel your belly go in, and this waist area shortens. Then we lift up into cow, heart rises, and this area in between the rib cage and the pelvis grows longer. Exhale, we round and our side body shortens, but we're pulling our belly in. It's okay, we're building strength here. Inhale, sides of the body get long, heart rises, making length, opening up. Exhale, pull back. Maybe take your hands now to your thighs or your knees and feel an opening across your back body. Inhale, lift up. Good. Let's lift this left knee, circle it around and about, and then cross it over. So now you're going to cross the leg. Either the left foot is going in front of the shin, and then you're hugging legs together, or cross thigh over thigh, knee over knee. You pick, you choose. And then maybe the foot goes behind, but don't worry about it. Just hug your legs towards each other. Then eagle arms on the top. So now left arm under right. Give yourself a hug, or elbows towards each other, lift your elbows up. Push your elbows away and push your forearms away, and you should feel a stretch right between your shoulder blades. right between the shoulder blades, towards the upper back. We're gonna open up. It's open in the cactus. Leg is forward. You can lower it down or keep it up. Go into that seated cobra. So palms are forward. Tilt your elbows forward. Head slightly back. Exhale, release your leg. Lean forward, gently pulling the elbows towards each other. Take a breath in and a breath out. Push down through the foot and the heel, rise up and pull the leg on in. Now, this can be another helpful way to know where your spine is and your head is in space. You know, we're always working with this idea of where are we in space, both proprioception and interoception. You don't need to know the fancy words. Yoga's helping us, where is our body in space? And one way to do this, I'm not kidding you, is take a hand to the top of your head and then push the top of your head up into your hand. Now you might take your other hand and feel the base of your spine. So you can now maybe close your eyes and imagine this line going from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. And then the line goes down from the top of your head to the base of your spine. Now go ahead and tilt slightly forward, keeping the head in line with the spine. And then inhale and rise up. So you can feel this line. This is your spine going up and down. Tilt a little bit to the right. Feel that line. It's now going in a dyad. Tilt a little bit to the left. And come back. We're always looking for different ways to feel our head in space and our spine, our whole body. Release that, let it go, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Lifting the right knee, maybe circling it around. And then cross shin over shin, ankle over ankle, or thigh over thigh, knees towards each other. So they're hugging towards each other, which either one, hugging, so your inner thighs are hugging in. Then let's take the right arm on top and the left arm underneath. And you can hug yourself. Awesome thing to do. Big hug. Tell yourself one thing you're grateful for about yourself as you give yourself a hug. Breathe in and breathe out. One thing you are grateful for about yourself. Big hug. And maybe you switch it up to eagle arms. Elbows forward and up. Elbows forward and up. Now we're feeling that stretch behind us and in between the blades. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's open it into cactus. Heel can be up or down. Tilt the elbows forward and palms back for this little baby cobra. Lower the leg. Take your arms into this cobra, lean forward, and maybe hands outward or to your hips. Now imagine your hand on top of your head, or you can actually use it. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. It's not easy, but see if you can feel that. So if you feel like your head is going down like that, it probably is. Lift it up so that you feel your head over your spine. Breathe in. And breathe out, and breath is in, and breath is out. Lift on up, bring that leg back. We'll do a little standing action now. If you have a wall that's nearby and convenient, go for it. We're gonna start in mountain pose. I'll show it like this so you can see me against the wall here, using the wall for my mountain pose. If you don't have a wall nearby, imagine that you do. And your feet are about hip distance apart. Now, you might have a chair in front of you for balance or to the side of you. A chair to the side of you is really nice for balance too. So we've got this wall giving us feedback. And Draw your shoulders up and back. Notice if they're touching. Notice if the back of the head is touching. If you have to tilt your head back to get your head to touch the wall, then it's better to use a corner. So that way, shoulders up and back, and think about your head rising up. You might take your hand to the top of the head and push the top of the head into your hand so you grow tall. Then your feet are parallel. It just gives you, the wall gives you a little bit more idea of what it's like to stand up straight. We're not used to it. Our culture's just not used to it. Shoulders up and back. Let's be like Leonardo da Vinci with the, what is it, the medicine man. You take your arms out to the side and upwards. Yes, notice how your shoulder blades come off your back as the arms lift. Now exhale, take your arms wide. You can always do one arm, one hand might be on the chair in front of you or to the side. Arms outward and upward. Push down through your feet. Hands at the heart. Let's find a wall dog. So with the chair in front of you, hands on the seat of the chair, walk yourself back to get your wall dog. I'll go back to the side view. My buttocks is pressing into the wall. So hands on the chair, walk it back, get a good stretch. Now notice this, if I take my head down like that, that's not where we want to go. That's that slouching you were talking about. So we want to lift the back of the head up and imagine that we have a hand on the top of our head and we're reaching the top of the head forward towards the back of the chair. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel your feet push down into the mat. Notice if the weight is coming to the inside of the feet or the outside of the feet. Let's walk our feet back towards the chair. Now come back to that mountain pose. We're back in mountain pose. So feel your feet on the earth, about hip distance apart. Notice if the weight is going to the inside of your feet or the outside. Now it's possible one foot is going in and one's going out. Notice how my knees look a little funky there. So we got to even this out. We want to push down through the big toe mound, across the foot, the center of the heel. Push it down. It's like you're making a triangle. The triangle's across, and then we draw a line to the point in the heel. A triangle. Push that down on both sides. You can still be against the wall. Notice how that might switch it up when your weight is centered. Now, if the weight goes back, your head, notice what your head does. Your head may go back, or if your head is forward, notice how the weight changes in your feet. So you could do this again. One hand on top of the head, one hand at the bottom of your sacrum. Lengthen long, up through the top of your head into your palm. And then you can release it. Let's do a side bend standing. You can lift your left elbow as you lengthen towards the right. Nice stretch in the side of the body. Breathe in and breathe out. And then inhale, rise up and tilt the other way. Tilting the other way. Notice the weight in your feet. Want to keep it centered. Notice if you feel weight in the inside or outside. Come back to neutral. One more time. Maybe you take the arm into cactus or lengthen the arm over the ear. Breathe in and breathe out. I noticed I was taking my weight to the outside of the foot, so I just pushed down a little bit more through the big toe mound. Now press down through your feet to rise up. Side bending other way. We get long through the sides of the body. We tilt now towards the left. The right elbow lifts. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in And breathe out, push down, rise up. This time, maybe one or both hands in cactus as you side bend. Maybe you lengthen your arms, one or both. Now you can do this all against a wall, by the way, that's really nice. Gives you another prop to help you line up and for safety. Let's press down through the feet and rise up and lower down. I think it's time to do warriors, get our feet wide. So take a nice wide stance, toes start forward. Remind ourselves, head is rising up. Head is rising up. Turn your toes out, your right toes out. Now we're going to keep our head over our spine. Bend your knee over your heel and your ankle. Maybe you lift one arm into T. Good. Maybe you gaze over your front shoulder. Maybe you lift the other arm. Take a breath here. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, straighten the leg. Take a little break. Release the arms. Bend the knee. Maybe you lift the back arm upwards for a little fun. Push down through both feet. Maybe you deepen the lunge. Maybe you come out of the lunge a little bit. Maybe it's too much on that thigh. It's a lot of work on the thigh. That's why we do it, right? Make our thigh stronger. And release. Little break. Take a little break. One more time. Bend the knee over the heel. Arms in T. Maybe turn the palms upright. One or both hands are up. Now as you straighten your leg, maybe you lift your arm, one or both. One or both. Reach high, pull the belly in and up. Awesome. Back to warrior. Straighten all 10 toes forward. Now really feel your strong legs. Push them down into the mat. Feel toning in your hips. Let's walk the feet back in. So slowly, toes in, heels out, heels in. Bring it back to underneath your feet. And we'll switch sides. So we step wide. We step wide. We take up space because we can. Because we can. We don't use a lot of space in yoga, right? But we take up what we can. Turn your toes outward. Push your feet down. Tone your belly. Feel your shoulders stacking over your hips. Bend your knee over your heel. Let's bend and straighten a few times. Bend it. Notice the knee, it's over the heel, doesn't need to come any more forward. That can be stressful on the knee. So knee is over heel or ankle. You can always widen the back leg if you so desire. You can shorten your stance, or you can widen your stance. Inhale, straighten the leg, arm lifts. Exhale, back to T. Look over your front shoulder. Breathe. Feel your thigh working. Say thank you, thigh, for working today. Angle your hip down, your left hip down. Feel sensation in your legs. Don't run from it. Feel it. Inhale, straighten the leg. Maybe the arm lifts or both arms lift. Relax the shoulders down as you lift tall. You lift tall. Exhale back to warrior two. Notice if the shoulders are moving to the right, pull them back so they're over. I mean left, actually. You guys are seeing left. Notice if the ribs are not over your hips, right? Bring the ribs back over. Good. Straighten the leg, all 10 toes forward, hands at your hips. Draw your shoulders up and back. Feel your strong legs. Tone your pelvic floor. Pull your belly in and up like you're slurping up through, and you just keep lifting through your inner body. Good. As your elbows move back, your hips move back, your spine moves forward. You might have your hand on a chair for balance. Now, notice that the head is dipping down. We want the head in line with the spine. You pretend you got that hand on top of your head, or you can bring it there as long as you feel safe. Sit bones back, head forward, shoulders on your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Now bend your right knee, keeping your hips back, your spine forward. Straighten the right knee, bending the left. Keep the spine forward, the hips back, the head in line with your spine. Go back and forth towards the right and towards the left. Back to center, shoulders up and back, push down, rise up, and bring your feet back together. Notice, how does your body feel now? How does the body feel now? Let's do a sun salute. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, arms rise up. Beautiful. Side bend to your right. One or both hands. Inhale, we lift. Side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Take your arms out to the side. Lower them down. Hands on a chair or on your thigh. Lengthen your spine forward. Now, if you're feeling safe, you can lift the arms up like you're going to do that cobra. So palms are facing down, elbows are back. Exhale, release the head and the jaw. Look through the space in between your legs. Check out your legs. Maybe bend one knee and then alternate, then the other, straighten the other. Come back to center. Come back to that cobra-like pose. So palm is facing down, elbow is back, shoulders up and back. So you got a little back bend here. Push down through your feet, rise up, arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands at the heart. Moving into lunge, which also is really, really nice for opening up the heart. So we are going to, opening up the heart is another way of saying shoulders on the back, right? Little back bend. I'm going to turn the chair this way. Right knee is forward, left is back. Knee is over ankle or heel. You decide whether the back heel is down or you like it lifted. I'm going to go for down, and then we're bending the knee, the front knee. Now, notice if my head goes down like that, I'm slouching. I want to lift the heart, take the top of the head back. Maybe the fingertips are on the chair. So my head is in line with the spine. We breathe in. And we breathe out. Then you're going to pull your right hip back. Keep your spine long, the top of the head moving forward. Push your feet down. Pull the right hip back. Breathe in. And breathe out. This is otherwise known as pyramid pose. Some people call it pyramid pose. So you're looking forward and down. Try to keep the head from dipping down. Lift the back of the head up without cranking the neck back or kinking the neck back. Bend the front knee. Step the left foot to meet the right and stand on up. So in all these poses, we're just kind of watching where our head and our shoulders are in space. Hands on the seat of the chair. Left foot is forward, right leg is back. Take your time to get into the lunge. Your right leg is back, your left foot is forward, and the left knee is bending over the ankle. You can ease into it, bending and straightening. Then bring your mind's eye to the base of your spine and the top of your head so that you can try to lengthen through the spine. Now, for some people, turning the chair around is easier for them to keep their head up. I'll show you what I mean. So this is me with my fingertips down on the chair. You guys stay where you're at, but I'll just show you with the back of the chair taller, it can be easier to keep upward. So that might be the best way to go. If you're finding that it's tough for you to keep your heart up and to keep your spine long, then with your hands a little bit higher up, you can bring the shoulders up and back and keep the spine long. So there's this is forward, this is head down. We don't quite want that. This is head down. We want a long spine, base of the spine to the top of the head. Then let's straighten the front leg, going into our pyramid pose. Hands may come down towards the seat of the chair, at least they do for me. Pull the left hip back. Now, if I had my hands up here, I might crunch my shoulders forward, which is why I take my hands down here. Every body is different, so you need to feel it. Where is it best for your hands? Spine is long. Push your feet down into the mat without locking the knees. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Bending the front knee. And slowly bring your back leg to meet your front. Let's do a wall dog once again. Hands on the back of the chair. Walk your feet back. Hands on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair for your wall dog. Bending your knees, belly almost touches your thighs. Lifting your hips. Straighten your neural legs. Bend your knees. Belly towards thighs. Inhaling, straightening your legs. One more time, bending, sit bones upwards, and walk your feet back in towards the chair. Notice how you're feeling now. We've been working super duper hard. Super duper hard. Maybe you stand against the wall again. Let's let the right ear drop down towards the right shoulder. And let the arms get heavy or touch your chair next to you or in front of you. Soft breath in through the nose. Soft breath out through the nose, lifting the head back up. Check it out. Head over the tailbone. So we're growing long. Dip the left ear down. Relax the arms. Feel like a rag doll. Even though we're a rag doll, we're keeping the spine long. We're still engaging our core. Push down through your feet. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, head rises up. Beautiful. Take a seat. As we wind down, do a few eye exercises because the eye also helps us with keeping our posture. So if we're looking down, our head's going to tend to go down. Notice that. So bring your vision down. It takes effort to keep the head back up. Then look up with keeping your spine neutral. Notice how that feels. You can literally feel muscles working behind in your neck and perhaps in your face, your jaw. Then look down, keeping the head upright. Look up, keeping the head upright. Come back to center. Take your right arm forward, look at your fingertips. Follow your fingertips out to the side, up towards the sky, back to center and forward, and reverse it. Inhale, arm lifts. Follow the fingertips out to the side, lower it down, hand to your lap. Now, gaze in towards your navel as you round your spine into cat. And then inhale, gaze up as you find cow. Come back to center, top of the head over your tailbone. Inhale, arm forward. Gaze at your fingertips out to the side. Inhale, fingertips rise. Bring your hands forward. Reverse it. Gaze at your fingertips out to the side and down and in your lap. One last stretch for the legs. If you have a tie, take it, place it around the bottom of your foot. Heel is forward. Shoulders up and back. So we don't want to slouch even when we are stretching our leg. And if you have something to place your foot on, you might want to do that to keep a little bit of integrity and maybe get a little bit more of a stretch. So your foot could be on another chair, sofa, whatever you got, table, or maybe lift it up. So again, feel the top of your head over the base of your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Those shoulders are open. Don't let them do that business. Always lower the leg if you start feeling the shoulders round and the leg feels too heavy. Let's turn the toes out and the heel in. About 3 breaths here. Toes upward, heel down. And let it go. Maybe shake the leg out a little bit. And other side. Strap around the bottom of the foot. I like to cross it. I don't know why it feels a little bit more controlled for me, but you make your choice. Shoulders up and back, head over base of spine. I'm just saying it repetitively, so we keep reminding ourselves to feel that sensation, that line going from top of head to base of spine. Pulling the strap gently towards you as you push your heel away, toes upward. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn the toes out, heel in. Feel the stretch. Notice where you feel the sensation in your leg. Toes back upright. And bring the foot back in and lower it down. Releasing the strap. Notice how your body's feeling now. Notice how your body's feeling now. Feel your hips level. And a tall spine. Now, if you have a block or a ball, you can place it behind the chair, kind of like I showed you with the wall, for your relaxation pose. So it would go behind your shoulder blades like that. So either a ball or the block behind you. And you want to find that spot where it's not cutting you in the back, but rather it feels good. Like you can sit up, shoulders up and back, and feel what it's like to feel upright. It's super nice. You can feel your shoulder blades on your back. It's hard to lean forward when you're gently pressing back into the block. Relax your palms, let them face upwards, elbows bending. Maybe you have your feet up on the sofa or the chair in front of you. And relax into your final pose. Releasing judgment about the practice. Thanking your body for coming along with you in your Wellness Wednesday yoga. Feeling gratitude for this practice. Notice how the front of your body feels now. Perhaps a little bit more open. Feeling a little bit more connected. Breathing in. And breathing out. Feeling the pulsation of this deep breath in your belly. Maybe you feel a little pulsation as your back rests against the block or ball. You may feel the body moving up and down a little bit with each breath. Stay as long as you want, resting, absorbing all that we did. Bring our palms together in front of our heart. And this time we do bring our heads, our chin downward as we gaze at our fingertips. As we gaze towards our heart. And then feel your heart lifting into your thumbs. We say namaste. We acknowledge the light in each of us. And we honor that light. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Namaste, everyone.
Yes.
If anyone's interested in pelvic floor, I've got a yoga therapist speaking this weekend. On Saturday, there'll be a recording, but if you're interested, let me know or go on my website at yogamovesms.org. She specializes in pelvic floor health and toning. And so I asked her to do a little workshop on Saturday. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste, Mindy. Have a
Namaste,
wonderful
Mary.
day.
You too. Wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Mindy.
Namaste, Mindy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Feel
Thank you.
good.